Alright, so this review isn't really a professional one, if you can say. This is just more of just a one take, just a one take. I also spoilers for Dominion, really, if you really care. But if you already watch it, I guess just sit back and listen to what I have to say about Dominion, and I hope you enjoy. So, yeah, anyways, let's just get right into this. So yeah. Okay, alright. So, I just got done watching Dominion, and I have to say, I don't really like it. As a movie, it's okay, but as a Jurassic movie, it failed me. And for a lot of people as well, it failed them. So, I don't think I'm alone in this when I say Dominion is just utterly disappointing, to say the least. I don't enjoy it that much as other Jurassic movies. I mean, Jurassic World was a promising, movie. It was mediocre at best, but hey, at least we're getting a bit, at least getting decent Jurassic movies. Until Fallen Kingdom was like, it was enjoyable, I guess, but not the best thing ever. Dominion, oh, you know, I, I was, kind of having this little joke with myself, saying that I'm gonna like the Batman more, I'm gonna like the Batman more, 'cause at that time before Dominion's release, I know I was late, but I watched the Batman. I honestly really liked it as a movie. So, for me, I kind of just decided, I mean, I knew I was gonna like the Batman more than Dominion, but, I wasn't expecting it to be horrible, I wasn't expecting it to be, just, like a movie without purpose, and yet, it was exactly everything that it wasn't, or was trying to be, I mean, promotional footage kind of just, how do you say this? It kind of led us on to believe that, the movie would be about dinosaurs, being all around the world, and, humans trying to deal with, all the problems that come with that. Instead, no. Instead, we just get a movie about, how do you say this? It's a movie about, um, it's just a movie about how do you say this? I honestly do not have words. It's a movie that has no purpose. The movie literally is just there to give a conclusion to the Jurassic World trilogy. Honestly, I was kind of honestly, this is just like one of those videos. I'm not a person who plans out everything exactly, but this is just one of those videos where I'm not gonna be exactly like, how do you say this? More thought out, I guess you can say, in that regard. It's one of those videos where I'm pouring out my heart and, you know, how do you say this? Truly just giving it my all, you know, my honest opinions on the spot. And I'm being honest, Dominion just wasn't it. Dominion wasn't it. My dad, he was like, the movie was like, he said the movie was, he didn't like seeing it, but he just, you know, he didn't seem so impressed with it, right? And my mom, she said it was good, but by the tone of her voice, she wasn't also impressed. And even after we left, we weren't really talking about the movie. We just talked about other stuff, you know? Because, I mean, usually when we're after a movie, we usually talk about it, you know? At the car ride home, but we weren't, you know? It was just more kind of like, hey, it was a movie. We didn't really enjoy it. I kind of also had a little bit of a bad experience. Mainly because my aunt and my sister kept messing around, and it was kind of just annoying to me. I just wanted to watch the movie in one sitting, and it was kind of annoying how they were just being annoying and not stop talking. But besides that, everything was okay, I guess. The movie wasn't the greatest, but it also wasn't the worst. I gave my own 2 thoughts, and I'm just gonna say, it's a, okay, yeah, it's a okay movie, but a bad Jurassic movie. Just one of those movies. Alright, so it wasn't really impressive as a movie. You know, I've seen movies like this, and it's kind of disappointing as a Jurassic movie, really. Honestly, I'm kind of disappointed. I mean, this is what I grew up on. This franchise is what I grew up on as, you know, when I was born. I guess I'm still in my childhood, going to my teenage years, but as a person who grew up on these movies, this is just disappointing. You know, Dominion has no purpose whatsoever. Things just happen because they happen. There's no purpose, there's no reason why things happen. It's just only there to give the fans, you know, some exciting new dinosaurs or something like that, right? The legacy characters kind of also feel very disappointing. I mean, they could have done better with the legacy characters. And, how do you say this? The, honestly, I don't know where to begin, but like, the movie, the premise, you know, we were led to believe it was a movie about dinosaurs roaming the streets of cities. You know, I was expecting a dinosaur to be in Europe and Asia and, you know, places like that. Instead, we barely got any of that. The first act was mostly just about Owen and, you know, Macy at their cabin, you know? And the second was just about trying to retrieve them. The third was mainly just about trying to. The third was just mainly trying to just, I don't know, escape the facility, the Biosyn facility. I mean, it was cool that they brought back Dodson. I mean, I was always wondering whatever happened to Dodson, and the fact that he returned, it was, you know, it was great, but he didn't really need to be there. Without Dodson, there's no purpose, you know? He has no purpose of being in the movie. Just like everything else with the movie, there's no purpose of some of the, you know, characters or plot points, right? It's just kind of bleak and dull. So it just disappoints me how the movie just didn't do anything for the franchise. It was literally just a friend. It was just literally just to conclude the trilogy, the mediocre trilogy that we got. And honestly, it's still disappointing. As a fan who grew, like, when I watched the original Jurassic World when I was like 6 or 5, that was awe-inspiring. That captured me, right? And movies like Godzilla and, just movies about creatures, giant creatures just captured me. It was something I've never seen before, and yet it was interesting to me. And that's why I have this love for dinosaurs even today, Usually a teenager, or at least going into your teenage years, you would grow out of this. I didn't grow out of loving dinosaurs. It was just something I enjoyed, you know? So when you're telling me that my favorite like franchise, right, as a child is like the conclusion to um a trilogy is the trilogy, the reboot trilogy, right, is disappointing. Well, I'm just gonna be just why? We build up all this, built up and I mean all of this all of this like plots and all these movies for nothing. There's nothing unique about Dominion. It's literally just a movie to market. It was made for marketing purposes and to give, I don't know, fans a conclusion to a trilogy that's just really not good whatsoever. And I'm disappointed. It's so disappointing. I told my friend this. I don't want you to say how good the movie was. I just want you to tell me how the movie, I just don't want you to tell me at all how the movie was. He told me, well, do you want to be disappointed by the movie? Yeah, I said yes, I would be rather disappointed. And here I am, disappointed. I'm glad that I said that, because if I didn't, I mean, he still told me anyways. He said he thought it was, he said it was good, right? But if he'd said something else, I would have probably been less excited, and probably just, the movie would be more, I don't know, just, I guess, not surprising whatsoever, I guess. So I'm glad you didn't say anything disappointing, right? Because when he said that, it gave me just a little bit, like, hope in the movie, like, hey, this is, this might be a chance of it actually being good, and yet, no, it isn't. No, it isn't. I think the only thing I'm gonna really be excited for is the Dominion DLC for JWE 2. And yeah, that's the only thing I'll probably be excited for that's coming out of Dominion right now. It's still kind of disappointing that we got a movie not really centered around like a movie that really just doesn't do anything for the franchise. I mean, comparing to a movie like The Batman, right? A movie that I watched before Dominion. It was a movie that changed the character, or that didn't change. I guess it did. It did change the character, right? But also just did something different, right? It did it's something different with the, with the character. It did something different, and it also went back to the comics and gave us a more comic book accurate portrayal of, well, the Batman, right? And that was one of the things I loved about that movie, how comic accurate it was. and also the realism that they put into Batman. You know, like his suit is less fantasy and more realistic. Like how the wingsuit is, you know, an actual wingsuit. You know, like it's a literal wingsuit, right? And how the gadgets are, you know, more natural, right? They're not as like, oh, it just comes out of this, you know, it's kind of unnatural and unrealistic, right? None of that. None of that just, you know, happens in the Batman. You know, the Batman's just more realistic, and I like that. I mean, I also like the portrayal of Gotham. Gotham in that movie was absolutely just the way Gotham should have been, you know? Gotham just felt like another world, right? It just wasn't a move, like Gotham wasn't just a regular day city you would see, right? Gotham was a city crime ridden and just grungy, and I also just personally like what they did with some of the characters, you know, like they made the Riddler, you know, less threatening, you know. It was more, I guess, realistic, right? And he was not really, how do you say this? He was not really the Riddler, you know. They just made him more perfect for like, you know, the universe that they made with the Batman, you know. I like that. I like how they just did something different and weren't afraid to take a few steps, you know. Like I personally, this movie and the Joker gave me faith in DC movies. I mean, it's one of the reasons why I've kind of liked more, how do you say this, movies that are more chill, laid back, or just movies that are more personal. I was a person who watched movies that are less personal, you know, movies just with action, but that doesn't excite me anymore, you know. I'm growing out of that. And Dominion is just a movie about, well, dinosaurs, right? That's the only thing they give us, and yet I don't want dinosaurs. I want to see dinosaurs. I mean, yes, I want dinosaurs, but I want to see the dinosaurs do something. The dinosaurs are only there to just be dinosaurs, you know? It's not nothing special. We've seen these type of creatures, like we've seen these types of, we've seen these type of, how do you say this? Like we've seen these type of, we've seen how these, you know, the same way the dinosaurs acted, so I'm not really, you know, I'm not really just, I don't like how they just did nothing special with the dinosaurs whatsoever. Everything about the movie feels unnatural, and I don't know, it's nothing that I would say, oh, I really enjoy, you know? It's just something I don't whatsoever. It's nothing really special. It's like the movie, like if you're comparing this to the Batman does something for the Batman, you know? It's a movie that gives a different portrayal of the Batman, you know? It just, it makes a whole entire new world for the Batman to explore, right? A whole new part of Batman's life that we've never seen on the big screen, right? That was the whole point of that movie, right? It wasn't like the Joker, where, you know, it was supposed to send a message, right? Or at least some sort of message, right? Or just like character study. I mean, this movie is technically a character study of Batman, right? But it had a purpose, right? The movie had a purpose. Dominion doesn't have a purpose. Dominion is just there to sell more tickets. I don't like that. They did the legacy characters dirty. They did the returning characters, or the new characters dirty. They did the franchise dirty, and they did the fans dirty. Nothing about the movie is good. The only thing I like about the movie is the visuals, but the visuals are just flair. Just flair. They give nothing new to the franchise. It's just flair. Something compared to the Batman, where the visuals actually have a purpose. They're portraying what Gotham looks like. They're portraying what, they're like, portraying what Gotham looks like. They're trying to, make something simple as a car chase more enjoyable, right? Or a Fight Club fight more enjoyable, It's just disappointing, to say the least. They don't do nothing special. I know a lot. I know there's gonna be some people who are gonna say, well, why are you comparing this movie? I know especially one person that's gonna be saying that. But I'm comparing these two movies because I want to. I see both of these movies as something that could have changed the franchise, right? That could have added something new to both franchises. I see both movies as something new, as something that could possibly, bring in something valuable to the franchise. The Batman did it, but Dominion didn't. Dominion is just there to be a conclusion to a trilogy that isn't even that good. I mean, the last two movies I don't know, the last two movies, the first one was, okay, I guess at best, but the second was mixed, and the third one is just disappointing, right? There's nothing special. There's nothing special. Honestly, Dominion is disappointing. I don't really want to just talk about it. It's not that good. It's not that good. I'm sorry. As a person who grew up on these movies, it's not good. It's just not good. And especially people who are older than me, who are growing up with this movie, who were growing with the original, since they were a child, right? Which I don't have that level of nostalgia as they do, but I can understand how they could be disappointed. I mean, I'm disappointed as well. These movies got me into probably some of the coolest creatures, that have ever existed. So the fact that they just make the movie only to just, oh look, it's a dinosaur. Oh look, it's the legacy characters. Like, even comparing it to something like Scream. Scream actually, the legacy characters in Scream had a purpose. The legacy characters in this movie don't. They don't have a purpose whatsoever. They're just there for the fans. They're just there for the fans, right? Or just there to like add extra flair to the movie. There's nothing interesting. They're not doing anything interesting anymore. It's just disappointing. I've honestly kind of done with how they keep on portraying these movies as just only movies. Or like the Jurassic franchise is a franchise only about dinosaurs. It's more than that. It's a movie. These movies, or at least the original, it was a movie about the dinosaurs. Well, not the dinosaurs, but the original was about family. The original was about to take care of these natural animals. Like, they're not pets, they're not toys, they're animals. But Dominion, and I feel like after the movies after the original don't do anything. They don't do anything, right? They don't do anything with that concept. It's just they make the movies only about the dinosaurs. Oh yeah, that's what everybody wants to see, huh? No, that's not what everybody wants to see. We all want something different. We all want a movie that's actually good. We keep on getting these horrible, and I mean horrible movies. It's just disappointing. I just really want to learn from the mistakes. Why? Why do they have to make these movies? New movies are not, they don't serve any purpose at this point. They're only there to just, well, hey, you know, it's a dinosaur movie. You know, kids love dinosaurs. It's disappointing. Just disappointing. There's nothing special about it. Movie with no purpose. Movie that doesn't feel like a Jurassic movie. Everything about it doesn't feel like a Jurassic movie. It feels like they did the same thing with Fast and Furious 9. It's basically just Fast and Furious 9 for the Jurassic franchise. Nothing special. It's just Fast and Furious for the Jurassic franchise. It's literally what it is. Fast and Furious is the Fast and Furious 9 of the Jurassic franchise. They went so overblown with this movie. They really did. Honestly. At least they could have gone with that, you know? Gone with that overblown nature. But I mean, that was only in the first act, and the second and third act were less blown. They're more just, oh, now we're back to a place where, you know, the dinosaurs are centralized, you know? They're not out in the world. It's just we're not out in the world trying to rescue these dinosaurs, right? Stop Biosyn from taking them. No. We're just gonna go to Biosyn itself and stay there while the dinosaurs are just there to add a resemblance of threat into the movie. Like, yeah, that's what the fans want to see, you know, they totally want to see that. I mean, they did nothing. The only dinosaur that they did something with is Blue, but even then it's bare bones. Rexy does nothing, the Giga does nothing, the Pyro does nothing. Nothing whatsoever. I don't even feel like Rexy was in this movie. I don't feel like the Giga was in this movie. It's disappointing. It's all just disappointing. It's just disappointment. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this again. Colin Trevorrow. I'm probably mispronouncing his name, but honestly, you did a bad job. I'm sorry. I mean, the first Jurassic World movie was, you know, promising, but this Dominion is just not good whatsoever. It's just not at all. Ugh. I don't know, guys. It's just kind of disappointing. I feel like just, how do you say this? I just feel like ending it there. You know, I've already said what I have to say. What else do I have to say? In the meantime, I will just be, I don't know, waiting for the Dominion DLC. Or just watching a better movie again, which is the Batman. Disappointing, just disappointing. After all this hype up and build, the only thing that was good that came out of the movie was the Minion trailer before the movie started. I mean, the title alludes to it, Dominion. Minion in the title. I probably only get that because my parents or my mom literally said we probably should have watched the Minion movie or waited for it. Alright. Anyways, But I will be, I might post episode to the series. I don't feel like it. JW2 hasn't been really caught my attention. It was even clear back when I made the series. Right, the series. I like the series, but I don't know. At that point, it was just it was something, but I wasn't really that interested in it. So I might be continuing it. Maybe when the Dominion DLC comes out, or the free DLC that's about to come out if I don't get it when the Dominion DLC comes out. But I'll definitely be I'll definitely I might post something when the free DLC comes out. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Probably, it was the background's probably not even that interesting. Um, this video was mainly just to get all my frustration out with the movie. A one take situation. Come on. It's literally, for me at least, like 2 something, right? 2 in the morning, no, 3 in the morning now, so I just wanted to get this out of the way, and yeah, I might continue this little park build I got. Like maybe, yeah, maybe, but I hope you enjoy it. I think this video is more a video just to listen in the background while you're doing something else. So yeah, I just hope you enjoyed or took my review with care, I guess, a little. Uh, I'll be um I'll be seeing you guys later, I guess. All right, see ya.